Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of SportsHubb Central. I am your host, Chad, and today we are going to be discussing a very controversial topic in the world of sports, and of course, wrapping things up with my top selections for this weekend's playoff games. And we'll first start to jump into things here with what everybody seems to be debating in regards to the NFL, which is the concussions and the potential suicides that come from it, linking it all to depression based on the amount of hits that these guys receive during their NFL career. And of course, these conversations come to the forefront when you see someone like Junior Seau unfortunately take his own life away. And it really is just an absolute tragedy. You never want to see anyone take away their own lives, let alone a beloved former athlete that most people had a ton of respect for. So the reason why I'm so worked up over this and tend to disagree quite a bit with the stance that most people do in society of how terrible these concussions are and how it's affecting everything is it's just a small minute of the people that have played the sport of football. The bottom line here is most people after the fact are not going and committing suicide. They're not having massive depression, or at least to the point where we don't know about it, and yet there still hasn't been 100% scientific evidence that that is causing these people to go and take their lives after the fact. I don't see the news or the NFL Network coming out with the report that 90% of the players are living great lives after the fact. It just so happens that we live in a society where we don't like to focus on the positives. Everybody likes to thrive on the negatives. Those are the headlines that sell, and it really is just unfortunate because you know what? There's suicides and there's depression on all levels across the world. So why is it that football gets put on this pedestal and built up to be this absolute monster? Last time I checked, the dental industry, dentists in particular, have the highest suicide rate out of any profession out there in the world. How come there's not daily articles about them and how there's something wrong with that industry? We don't see that. So why is there such a double standard that the NFL needs to be absolutely ridiculed? It drives me crazy. And then furthermore, the people that actually played the sport here that are coming out and now starting to agree with this, it's ridiculous. You guys had a choice to go in and play football for a career knowing the inherent risks were that after the fact that you could receive some sort of brain damage, you could have physical ailments, you were not going to have 100% health after the fact. And that means that you made that decision on your own accord with those risks, and that's too bad after the fact. I know it might come across a little bit cold-hearted, but those are the cold, hard realities of our society. You have to know that you're getting compensated at a very high financial rate for the risks that you take from going out on the field, and that is the way it goes down. If you don't like it, go and find another job, and then you won't have to deal with it. And what else drives me crazy is the fact that a lot of these guys are now complaining that they don't have an opportunity to live a nice life after. They don't have a career and they don't have anything to do because they're so beaten down. Well, last time I checked, there's plenty of current players or former players that have gone into broadcasting or they're involved in coaching or they've gone into the management side of the sport. So there's plenty of jobs out there if you use your brain a little bit and think about all the connections you've made within the sport over the years instead of just brushing it off and looking for the easy way out like these goofballs are with these lawsuits who are trying to sue the league because their head hurts a couple years after the fact. Well, where were you 20, 30 years ago if it was that bad? You're looking for an immediate cash grab because you see the billions of dollars the league is raking in now. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Anyways, we'll put that rant aside for now as I could probably go on for another hour about it and get straight down to business with a pick here for this weekend, which will see the LA Kings at home taking on those Desert Dogs who everybody has written off. They're down 2-0. They were the underdog in the series. The Kings are hot. They haven't lost on the road. Well, you know what? I'm not ready to write off the Phoenix Coyotes quite yet because I believe that this is one feisty team. They've got a ton of heart, and they are not the type of team that's just going to fold and pack it in. As a matter of fact, they're going to play even better this week. They've already come on record and said that they haven't played up to their expectation level, and they're probably going to practice even harder. The Kings might take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. They're 4-2 on the road this playoffs. They had a better road record throughout the regular season, and now they've been inflated all the way up to plus 175 on the money line. That is way too juicy to pass up in a league where the underdogs have been raking it the entire playoffs. And even if they lose Game 3, look for them to win in Game 4 as well. I don't see them getting swept, and there's tremendous value here where the Kings have not been quite as dominating on their home ice as well. So that wraps up everything here for this week on SportsHubb Central. Thank you guys for tuning in and checking it out. Make sure to come back next week. And remember, BetHub, real bets, real people.